So the first question that I want to ask is, so coronavirus has existed for centuries like all other viruses. So why the sudden virulence that we are seeing now?
That's because China has created this myth saying that it's a killer. So people got frightened.
Right, but then we are seeing so many death rates in Italy and in US, even in China. So why is it? Is it that the virus is dangerous, or is that there is something wrong with the treatment that the people are getting? What is your opinion on that?
No, see, what you have to do is just to increase your immune system to defy the virus.
Hmm.
You can't be trying to kill all the viruses in the world. But if
Right.
you have a robust immune system, this virus won't touch us.
Okay. Sir, what is your opinion on? So they are now testing hydroxychloroquine. They are testing two, three related drugs, one Ebola related drug against this virus. What is
Yeah,
your
they have already
opinion?
done that, and the hydroxyquinoline has been proved to be good.
Okay, so is that recommended for prevention or is that for treatment?
Both.
Okay.
No, it is better as a treatment rather than as a prophylaxis.
Okay, so if you're suffering from the symptoms, then you can take the drug basically.
Yeah.
A question about transmissibility, which I was thinking on. So the previous epidemics, like say measles or polio, their transmissibility was very high. Compared to that, coronavirus transmissibility is quite low. So
Yeah.
even in this situation, why is there so much panic then?
People panic because people are not, are not given the correct information.
Okay,
Some of the media frightens people.
right.
If you look at the television, you will get frightened because they keep on saying it's a killer that's coming to eat you up and all.
Right. So what is the correct information that people should know according to you in this
If
scenario?
you don't unnecessarily expose yourself and don't exhaust yourself physically every day and have
Hmm.
enough rest for yourself, you will be fine.
Okay.
Nothing to worry. Avoid crowds and keep a respectable distance from anybody when you speak
Hmm.
or interact.
Okay.
And wash your hands frequently with soap and water.
Okay. So that is more than enough to cut the transmission.
Absolutely.
Okay. So can you explain the concept of herd immunity to people and how that is relevant in this
It
epidemic?
is relevant, but that's all woolly things. That's herd immunity does not a definite thing. It's individual immunity that matters at the end of the day, not herd immunity.
Okay. Okay, sir. And so we cannot indefinitely be on a lockdown.
Yeah.
And when the lockdown is lifted, the cases are going to spread a little bit, maybe not a lot. So,
Not much. Now that people know how to keep themselves protected, I don't think the case will, even if you remove the lockdown, anything will happen.
so you are suggesting that even if the lockdown is lifted, people still follow social distancing and hand
We should
washing,
do that if they're
okay,
sensible.
right? And avoid mass gathering and all of
That's
that.
right. And hand washing frequently.
So there are reports that 90% of people who actually fall sick with coronavirus have only mild to moderate symptoms and they recover fine.
That's right.
So
The
in
mortality is so low, it is just 2%. It's not a big thing at all.
okay, okay, and the mortality is more in elderly population. That is what the data
That's
has
right.
come.
That's right.
Right,
At
right.
extremes of age, both the and both sides, young children and old people.
Okay, okay. So the general public need not panic even if they fall sick, right? They will recover from the disease.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, okay. Uh,
Nothing to worry.
okay.
Now that we also know the medicine, there is nothing to worry at all.
Question about testing I wanted to ask. So there are reports saying that if we have more people tested, then we will have more cases and the mortality will be further low. Is this true?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we just don't know how much widespread this infection is for now.
No. As of now, no, we have not done a epidemiological survey of the population, no.
Is it possible to do like other than taking a
It's going to be very
cross-section?
expensive for a country like India, very expensive.
Okay. Sir, in your opinion, what is the role of homeopathy, Ayurveda in the current epidemic? So can we integrate it into the treatment plan?
No, see, the problem here is none of the systems have they have been exposed to this kind of a thing in an experimental study. So we don't know what role they play.
Right.
All the same, we know that they boost the immune system of the body.
Right.
That's the indirect way of helping fighting this virus. That way, Ayurveda and homeopathy are quite good as immune boosters.
Okay. So, but to know that these can work, they have to set studies and they have to let doctors perform the experiments also, no?
Yeah, that's true.
In your opinion, what can we do to improve our immune system today?
See, you take enough rest, good sleep, good food, fruits and vegetables in plenty,
Okay.
and keep a mind which is full of compassion, no hatred, no hostility.
Okay.
Your immune system will be at its best.
Okay.
And one Indian spice that helps the immune system to get boost is turmeric. There's no dose
Okay.
because these are all not measured like the Western medicine in milligrams.
Okay. I have read somewhere that silver nanoparticles have a antiviral property. Is this true?
That's true.
And how can we use
I have
this?
myself written about it in the past.
Okay, so then how can we use that in the current epidemic? So who can consume it? How to give it? Can you please share
No,
something?
just to store your drinking water in silver vessels. That's enough.
It.
You get enough silver coming into the water.
Okay, and
Nanoparticles.
it can be done as preventive or it has to be done after you get the infection?
No, it can be done for prevention because you can daily use it.
There will be no accumulation of silver in the body with this?
Of course not.
Okay,
You can
fine.
eat with a silver plate.
Right, that much is more than enough.
Yeah, and touch wood, I have not had a sore throat since I started that 2 years ago.
So anything else you would like to add to the people that they should know?
The first thing and the last thing I want to repeat again is not to panic. There's nothing to worry. Mortality is so low. In the ordinary flu, which we get every winter, mortality is much higher.
Okay.
12 to 15,000 people die every year of winter flu.
Okay. That those who are having mild to moderate infection, they just stay at home and get better?
Yeah.
Rather than visiting a doctor?
Correct.
Okay. Perfect. Sir, I think this
They
is
can talk to the doctor on the phone.
Yes, that is a very good option. And also not to take unnecessary antibiotics unless they are prescribed.
Of course not. Antibiotics don't do anything for a virus.
Okay. And what about taking paracetamol for fever or ibuprofen for fever?
I normally don't believe in that because fever is a reaction of the body to keep the environment good. So don't try to work against the body.
Okay. So naturally, what can we do if we have fever or something like that?
If the temperature is very high, then you can't stop it. You can do tepid sponging.
Okay. Beyond like 102, 103?
100 to 103 is nothing. 104, 105, 106, then you can do tepid sponging.
Okay. Anything else other than that?
No. Plenty of fluids. Don't dehydrate yourself. Temperature goes up.
Okay. Any supplements you recommend like vitamin C or zinc or something that can help prevent
I don't believe in that, but you can do. There's no harm in taking those vitamin C and things like that.
Okay. So naturally, what would you recommend? I know, sir, you don't recommend supplements. So naturally, what we can take?
Fruits and vegetables, which contain a lot of vitamin C.
Okay. That is more than enough.
Yeah. and that's better because what comes from the food source is much better absorbed.